Hey guys, welcome back to the show. This is, of course, another episode of the Cracking Cryptocurrency Show. My name is Justin Wise, as always, your host. Today is December 10th, 2021, foul year of our Lord. Hopefully you guys are doing absolutely fantastic wherever you happen to be watching us from and however you happen to be watching us today, whether that's on YouTube, Twitch, DLive. That's about it. That's what we do now. Checking out 3Speak and a couple other networks, but right now we're just keeping it nice and simple. Very quick update here for you guys today. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do the stream yesterday, and we're going to keep it very, very brief today. Unfortunately, my daughter has been sent home from school because they do have a confirmed case of COVID at their school. So I'm kind of having to run double duty today and probably for the next couple of weeks. But give you guys a quick market update, let you guys know what I'm doing, how I'm thinking about the markets and the things that I'm doing to kind of update those as well. Heads down, furiously working on the automated trading system for our premium members. So hopefully you guys are enjoying that. There are new signals beaming into the Discord, not only for the super duper DEMA strategy on BTC and Ethereum, but also the new trend killer strategy, which is a trending system running on the daily. I do have optimizations and settings for that same killer strategy on the 45-minute, on the 6-hour, and on the 3-hour. But I do not yet have those signals beaming to Discord. All right, so let's get to the charts real quick, do this quick market update, and say hurrah. So let me know how you guys are doing in the chat. Shout outs to Ron Legato. I see you over there, my friend. All right, back in the live scene. Okay, so I just want to start off here real quick with the weekly chart of Bitcoin. I want to point out a few things. We are going to be making, well, okay, so let me just point that out. So currently we have not made a lower low on the weekly time frame. Unfortunately, for that to happen, and this is kind of the case with Bitcoin, these weekly lows, that's a 50% correction. That's more than a 40% correction, right? So we're going to need to see almost a 50% correction to establish that lower low. So this is one possible way to trade this, to trade Bitcoin for your long-term holdings. If you are kind of looking at the charts and saying, well, okay, I'm already down 50%, 30, 40%. Let's see exactly where we are. I'm already down like 40% from the highs. I'm just going to go hold this down to 80%. Well, you guys might think that, but that can be quite difficult to do in practice, right? And I'll tell you what, those negative emotions start cropping up the larger that negative P&L number gets up there. So what you can typically do is, if you are utilizing the weekly time frame, you can of course try to time this. This is interesting because this is roughly the same strategy that a member was talking about the other day during the mentoring session. Essentially utilizing the higher highs and higher lows to establish trend direction and when to trade in those. When to trade in those fashions. You can also use something like a momentum oscillator. Now, the settings that I currently am using on Minx, I think, are a little too smooth. You would want Minx to be more sensitive in this case, utilizing the default settings for Minx on the weekly time frame to help you better time those dips. What I'm talking about is, of course, if Bitcoin does make a lower low, you could wait for the higher high to time that for your sell out of BTC or Ethereum, whatever your asset happens to be. And of course, the strategy is applicable to any asset on any time frame. However, again, I just do want to keep open the interpretation that there is an interpretation here where we do make a higher low, because so far we have made a higher low on the weekly. And if we can maintain that weekly baseline, at 41,461, give or take, it's actually a little bit higher than that, 42,000, just call it 42,000, then things could be good. The only things that are relatively negative here is kind of the lack of moment, kind of the lack of ability to make a higher high. Of course, we did make a very weak higher high, and then a pretty swift dramatic pullback. So again, this is pretty much a classic swing failure pattern. Now, the classic way to short the swing failure pattern would be to take the trade once price closes below the pivot low, so 39,495, and then you'd set your stop loss up here. That's really probably not going to happen. That's really an unpalatable trade on the weekly time frame. More than likely, individuals are going to be taking that on the daily, and that's kind of the better thing. Pretty weak, loose market structure here on the daily as well. Of course, after we did this beautiful daily swing failure pattern, you can see the daily swing failure pattern trade played out beautifully. You could have entered basically a little bit lower than when we entered our primary shorts right here. And then using either Quadriga ATR, or you could use the most recent high as your stop loss. All of those would have worked well in this case, because as you can see on this shuffle downwards, we failed to make a higher high each subsequent time. So here we are making the first market low here, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, yet still, and yet again, another lower high. So again, this interpretation will be bringing us for a lower low, either into this reaccumulation area or potentially this reaccumulation area. And those jive very well with the weekly baseline sitting down there at 42,000. So downside target, still another $6,000 to go if we do continue this slump. I do want to point out, of course, though, that the bottom feeder signal is still on the table. It's going to, obviously it's going to be a losing trade if we slide down here and hit this stop. And if this was the highest that we could make on that lower high. So that's something to watch out for. I think that primary shorts should still be open. And for those of you individuals who have taken profit on those, we would be looking for re-entry on another swing to the upside. So again, if we come up here to 54,542, that would be the area to not only take profit on this reversal long from the bottom off the bottom feeder signal, and then also try to get reestablish yourself into a short. And then you've got a very close margin of error should price come up here and start trending above the baseline. You're going to have that opportunity to get out of that trade quite quickly. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have there. Of course, altcoins doing on this red candle sell-off that Bitcoin had on yesterday's close and kind of the weak performance for today. Altcoins are, of course, selling off as well. We can see over here on Crypto Bubbles, it looks completely red. Let's go take a look at some of the. These kind of big losers here. Let me pull this open on mine. All right, so we've got. What are some big losers for the day? Waves is a relatively big loser here. All right. Yeah, Waves USDT. So a lot of these altcoins just continuing their down cycle. Waves, of course, is now down 55% from its, not its all-time high, but from its most recent high. Really like that double bottom pattern there. And again, just continuing downwards with really no sign. We do have... and Minx has been nailing this really well. Continuation short here, continuation short here, continuation short here. So just trade, and then the initial short signal right here, you would have had to wait until this candle. This candle right here would have given you the full confirmation for that short, and you would have been able to capture just about all of this. Really, really just banger trade. You can see here just, the color. What I like about the colored volume bars, this has basically kept you in the short or let you know that price and volume is bearish. Basically this entire way to the downside. It's not until this starts flipping around to blues and greens consistently that you're going to see a pretty significant market reversal. All right, let's go check out things like BNB USDT. What's BNB doing? BNB looking very similar to Ethereum and holding up a lot better, I would say, than Bitcoin and Ethereum here. But again, I don't think that anything is going to prevent it from slumping should we continue on in this downward spiral here. So let's take a look here. We do actually have the initial short signal that Minx fired on this candle. We don't have confirmation yet, so BNB is not yet a short, but everything's gearing up for it. You guys can see the negative momentum here coming in from Wadatar. You guys can see the volume bar switching from what was once a blue and green paradise to now we're getting a lot of intermittent red and yellows. And once this starts trending down below the baseline, we'll start seeing those pretty strongly as well. Again, just calling it nicely on the way up. Initial long, continuation long, continuation long, continuation long here at the top. That was the only bad trade. So you had 3 bangers and then 1 bad trade, the false signal. And then here you are at the beginning of the downtrend. I just want to point out here how well it caught this short, caught this movement to the downside here, and then the continuation short signal here as well. So something to keep in mind, we did, let's see here, did get sometimes entering. This is one thing, I guess, always remember your risk reward return, right? We were having that conversation the other day. An earlier entry is going to be higher risk, but it's also going to be higher return if you are accurate. So there's ways to strategize this. There's ways to do these things. But I would say, as you guys can see, the biggest limitation for this trade or this strategy was, of course, the use of the baseline. And especially if you're using like crossing over, crossing under. So you would have misstepped multiple times. Then you can see this large candle basically misses the move. Whereas if you just would have entered when Minx told you to, right, and set your stop loss and walked away, you'd have been good to go. So potential revisions for any PTP system. All right, quick over on Ethereum. Then we'll take a look at what the automated strategies are actually signaling for today. All right, so here we are, ETH USD. We'll look at Bitstamp. All right, so here we are, Ethereum actually now giving the confirmed sell signal. All right, we have that closed below the baseline. All right, here we are trending actually below the baseline, and we have not yet closed below these lows, but we're going to most likely. So we can see Ethereum got that initial short signal here. You would have failed on that trade and this trade. We had 2 false starts here, just because not because the market actually reversed, but because most likely your stop loss would have gotten hit. I'm assuming with Quadriga, and I have to go double check, but I almost guarantee that an entry on this, well, maybe not this one, because this one is a green candle where you get that short. So maybe just barely you missed it there, but most likely you got stopped out on that trade. And almost certainly on this trade, you got stopped out. So we get another short signal here. Seems like we're safe, and we do actually have the continuation short signal on today's daily candle. So we do have a fully fledged Ethereum short signal coming in here on the PTP system. The Minx, WADA, TAR, EMA 60, and colored volume bars strategy. All right, so let's look at downside targets for that. We're going to be setting our stop loss. If you're just taking the trade now, you're going to be setting your stop loss up at 44.83. And we've got take profit targets at 36.53, 33.20, and 29.88 for the Ethereum short. All right, so something to keep in mind and consider. Daily short coming in at you. Let's cross-reference the weekly time frame. Have not made that lower low yet. We have been making higher highs and higher lows. We do have now a 17% correction on Ethereum, so holding up significantly better than Bitcoin here, of course. But again, we are a bit of ways away. Let's just do this. So again, one possible interpretation. You guys know I hate trend lines. Obviously, you can see here in the past, price bounces that and then continues up. We're not seeing that now. You guys can see here, we only have, even if we draw that trend line like this, we only have like one touch and then price continues up. Now this weekly candle hasn't closed, but I think it's very unlikely that we're going to reverse over the next 2 days and continue on to the upside. I think it's much more likely that we do continue on down. All right. Let's see here. Okay. They're attempting to locate my dog upstairs. Let's see here. Okay, cool. Let's switch over to. All right, let's go down to the 3-hour time frame, and we are going to look for setups on some of the big ones here. We're just going to look for setups on Bybit. All right. Just a second, guys. Let me assist in locating my dog. And we found her. Okay. So taking a look at BTC USD, the 3-hour perpetual contract over here on Bybit, what we are fond of trading on. We did get the 3-hour short signal from the super duper DEMA strategy right on this candle. So we took the trade either at the close of this candle or the open of this right around 55,044. Now I do have a relatively tight take profit for this strategy. So we were able to bang out our first TP there. However, this is the strategy tester. I haven't published this yet. I haven't published a strategy in a while, so I do need to refamiliarize myself with trading views. But what we're going to do is change this to 50-50 if we want. So that way we're taking 2 positions where we take half of our position off at our first take profit, move our stop loss to break even, and then we wait for the exit signal to exit the rest of the trade. In this case, it's going to be crossing and closing back above that super trend ATR level. So if you are trading in that method, and these are not the signals. So these are the signals that are going into the Discord right now for the super duper DEMA strategy. But the way that the signals are structured is that it's assuming that you're taking all of your profit off at the first target profit. So the all in, all out profit taking strategy. So just keep that in mind. You can trade this however you want, and once I publish a strategy tester, you'll be able to play around with it and get it and implement the strategy however you would like to trade it. So in that sense, we need to close all above 50,798 to be actually exiting the short position. So as I said, meso time frame shorts are still open, and daily shorts are just being opened up. Today on Ethereum, but of course we're talking about Bitcoin here. So daily shorts are still primary shorts are still open on Bitcoin here on the daily time frame. 3-hour time frame, we are still in the meso time frame short. So let's go over and look at Ethereum as well. Remember, Ethereum is signaling for the short today. And we actually want to switch this to longs and shorts. Okay, so the 3-hour the 3-hour strategy for the super duper DEMA took the short right here. Again, grabbing profits on this candle. Let's see here. And then exiting here at break even for the long position, and then the long position entering on this candle and exiting here, break even here. You guys can see. So here's just so you guys can see, this is how the code works. Let's zoom in on this. Right here, okay, so let's zoom in here. Okay, so this is the candle that signals the short, all right? So the way that TradingView works is once the conditions to enter are met, it enters the trade on the open of the next candle. So while the way that we trade is that we enter on the very close, this just does it, half a second later at the open of the very next candle. So we're in here at the open price of $4,358.65. We hit our first take profit on this candle right here. We have a nice 3.45% movement right there. So we take our profits on this candle. So we still have 50% of the position left open. And as you guys can see on this candle, we exit the trade because price comes back up to our entry. Okay. So we get out exactly at our entry. You can see there where that purple arrow corresponds identically to that red arrow right there. So if we went into the trade log, we would see the exact same price. And on this same candle where we hit our break-even stop loss for the 50% of our position, we have the conditions for a long trade. So we enter the long trade on this candle. And as you guys can see, we actually hit our target profit on this wick. And at that moment in time, our stop loss moves to break even. And then that's what happens here on this candle. So 2 candles later, we can see that we get stopped out at break even on the other 50% of our position. So we've had 2 0.5% gains to our account size if you're using 2% risk. Remember, if you're using 2%, well, actually, if you're using 2% risk and your and half of your position moves up 3%, you've made 1.5 on your account. So utilizing 2% risk, we're not doing well. So it depends on where your stop loss is, but the way this is it's 1-to-1. So assuming that your stop loss and your take profit are equal distance from each other, if you're using 2% risk, when you hit your take profit level, if you sell all of your position, you make 2% of your account. Okay. If on the other hand, you sell half of your position at that level, you're going to make 1% of your account. And then you have unlimited upside if price continues to trend. This is why I do in my personal trading like the 50-50 style of trading. Now, most of my automated systems are all in, all out, like the bots that are running automatically. For example, Bottom Feeder is all in, all out. The Cybot implementations are all in, all out. The super duper DEMA strategy that's going to Discord is all in, all out. I do recommend using 50-50 if you're trading it manually, but honestly, it's just a lot simpler to do all in, all out when you're automating these things. Okay, and then again, we are in a 3-hour short for Ethereum here as well. Took the 3-hour short here. Took our first half of profits over here, and I just want to make sure that is. Because I did get a question about this in the Discord last night, so I just keep in mind, guys, that I'm still working on all this. Okay, yep. So if you guys take a look for the premium members, if you guys take a look in the ETH Signals channel, you guys will see the super duper DEMA strategy fired here at 7:47 p.m. yesterday, my time, and then fired this morning at 8:50, letting us know that our first take profit, that our full take profit executed. So again, remember the signals going into Discord are all in, all out, means it's going to take all of the profit off at the first target profit. If you guys I'll take the feedback on this because I can certainly have the strategy beaming in 50-50, but just remember that's one more signal that you're going to have to pay attention to and look out for. And I think once I publish the strategy tester, you guys are going to want to modify how you do it anyway. So, and then for the BTC signals, the trend killer strategy, it did activate the reversal long, the daily long strategy. So this is going right in line with the bottom feeder. And this is actually being a little bit more generous, looking for an 11.5% take profit. We'll keep an eye on that as that progresses. Okay, so let's go and look through the rest of Bybit and see if we have any other potential trading signals. Here we are on the EOS USD perpetual contract. We can see that it took a 3-hour short here. Profit target was hit here, and we're still in the trade for the other 50%. Let's see here, XRP. Same thing. Oh, okay, let's see here. XRP. Ooh, XRP is actually in a drawdown long. It took the long here after this short, took profit, exited break even for the other half of the position, and it entered a long on this candle, and then we've pretty much had nothing but drawdown for a day, actually a day and a half. But we just barely missed the stop loss. So let's go look at Solana. Yep, Solana entered into a short on this candle, took profits. 50-50, so still open with the other half of the position. Cardano just took a short last evening. So very similar to XRP here. Took this long, and that was a loser. And now we're in the short, moving to the downside. Tezos. Tezos did not give the signal for a short. Took the long here. Exited half the position there. Stopped that at break even for this half of the position. And we are now waiting for either price to go above $5, 5.345 for the long signal, or we need to be trading underneath 4.586 for the shorts. BNB USDT. Let's see here. This two did not take the sell signal, so that means there is a background. So there's a background filter that's running for the super duper DEMA strategy that I've coded in there. So for whatever reason, that background filter did not want it to take this trade. So we are flat on BNB. Similar for AXS, unless the only thing might be here. Let's check this out. Nope. Okay. All right. Polkadot. Polkadot, same. This is a sell signal right here coming. There it is. Okay. I see what's happening. It's because the candle isn't fully closed yet. So Polkadot is actually generating a sell signal on the current 3-hour candle. So there is a 3-hour short for Polkadot right there for you guys. Link USDT, we've already hit the first take profit from the short that was signaled last night. Litecoin, flat. Dogecoin, flat. Actually, no, we're in an active short on Dogecoin. Short here. First take profit's already been hit, and now just waiting for that other exit. Matic USDT, flat on Matic, looking for a re-entry into the long. EOS USDT, we are short. We just hit our first take profit target. Uniswap, short, already hit our first take profit target. The other half of the position's open. Sushi, short. AVAX, flat. Phantom just entered into a short not too long ago, and we are still right at that price for you guys looking for a trade. Aave, short. Bcash, short. Algorand, short. Filecoin, flat. Compound, short. But short from here, so take that into account, guys. TRX is flat. On Theta, we're short from here. XLM flat. Oh, actually, no. Signal is firing for XLM on the current candle. So short trade on XLM right now. Bit short. Sand flat. Gala is flat. Mana is flat. Shiba is flat. Oh, I know why. It's because we don't have enough data yet. So we're not. So disregard the Sand, Gala, Mana, and Shib. There's just not enough data for the 3-hour 200 DEMA. Loopring looks flat. Engine Coin, flat. Alice, flat. Yeah, we don't have enough data for these newer coins for the 200 period DEMA. So those markets are not yet mature enough for this particular strategy. All right, now let's move into. All right, let's look at potential day trades here for BTC USD, just using the double bounce VWAP strategy that I was sharing with you guys the other day. Okay, so we are going to be plotting. Yeah, so let me just get rid of that here for a little bit. All right, so if you guys, oh yeah, actually, yeah. And then maybe I can just unplot. There we go. Let's get rid of those. Okay. All right. So as you guys can see, we actually had a good trade with the double VWAP bounce system here. Again, what we're looking for is for a long, we're looking for the low to touch or equal the lower band. So we want the low to be lower than or equal to the lower VWAP band, which is 2 standard deviations away from the VWAP. You can set that in the VWAP settings. This is the custom indicator that I'm working on for automating the strategy. So I've got as far as recognizing the entry condition. And then I do have it so that the long signal is generated. But unfortunately, this is a pretty complicated programming endeavor. I'm not going to lie, because it does capture, for example, this, you guys can see this one, and it does capture this one. You can see that green triangle behind the entry candle. This one as well. So here's an entry, here's an entry, and here's an entry. But unfortunately, and I do have like a bunch of projects going on right now. Unfortunately, it's not grabbing this signal, which this is one. You can see here's entry conditions, and then here's the trigger candle, and then this is a winning trade based on the stop and target system of the strategy. But it's just not. I'll get it. We'll get there. Here's another one. Low touches. This should be an entry candle, and as you guys can see, that's a real banger. And very similar for now. I've had about seven winning trades in a row with this. And again, just personally let you guys know, 10,000 USDT on a Bybit account. I'm using 5x leverage, so every trade is about 1 Bitcoin. And obviously, every trade that I win, that I just continue to go all in, keep compounding that. Now, the reason for that, just to let you guys know, here's the risk structure for this particular strategy. Is on average, the stop losses are about 1%. Sometimes they're a little less, sometimes they're a little bit more. So if you have $10,000 in your account and you use 5x leverage to take a $50,000 position size, and price moves against you 1%, that means your loss is going to be $500. You've lost 5% of your account. So this is an aggressive strategy. For every win you make $500, for every loss you make $500, and then as your account grows, that starts compounding. Okay. So for individuals who want to be more aggressive, who want to grow that capital faster, this is one of the ways that you can do that. And you just want to, this is not really adjusting risk dynamically. This is just accounting for what the average stop loss is and rolling with it. But this has been quite successful for me. I've been trading this for and I'm not going to lie, I've been trading. So this particular strategy, I've tested for about a month. I'm working on automating it, and I've been trading it for about 3 weeks. And just in the last, for the first 2 weeks, I just used absolutely small capital, about $1 per contract. And over the last, and since Monday is actually when I funded the account. I showed you guys that on the stream, and yeah, it's been pretty good. It's been, returning anywhere from like $500 to $700 a day if I get 2 trades in a day. So it's pretty good. Anyways, so, and keep in mind that there's optimizations for this that I'll work on. I do notice that this works better in a range-bound market. It works a little bit less in strongly trending markets, but one modification you can make is looking to only, for example, take shorts in a downtrend, only looking to take longs in an uptrend. However, just in my personal back testing of this and then trading it, keep in mind it's a small sample set, is again, you want to activate this in range-bound markets. Works pretty good on any asset. But again, here's the first trade we would have taken today. This one I actually missed, so I'm not in this trade. I was working on programming this morning. But we can see here, price comes down, lower band touches the lower VWAP band. We do have a green Heikinashi candle. That's the code that I have running in my custom script. Colors the bars white if they're green Heikinashi and black if they're red Heikinashi. So we would have entered this trade on the close of this candle. Our stop would have gone below the swing low or at the swing low. And then we would have targeted 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. As you guys can see, had I been in this trade, would have just banged it about 10 minutes ago. And 2 options from there. You can just book your profits, get out of Dodge, or again, if you want to live life on the I want to make money side, bump this baby up to 2-to-1 and move that stop loss to break even and only take 50% of your position off at that level. Now, there are other ways to trade these VWAP strategies, like actually taking bounces and all this. I find that looking at volume as well is very helpful. One scalping strategy that I've used for a long time is just simply looking for example, I'm looking for kind of a large volume spike. And you want to be careful of these. So this is kind of a breakout of the trend. You can see the trend reversing and then this huge red candles to the downside. These usually have follows, so don't buy the first bounce. So here's the first, we can see we have an uptrend and then we have a big blow off top right here. This is what you're looking for. This is, if you're looking to be a reversal trader, this is what you want to short. And then we can see price start to break down and then that uptrend decrease right here. This is not the bar to enter on. Don't buy the first bounce. Where's the next bounce with a large volume spike? It's right here. And what happens, that's our condition candle. And 2 candles after that, we actually get our trigger candle to enter the trade. So boom, into the trade. So right now, if we were in this scalping long, we'd actually be looking for a TP target of 48,583. So this is something you can do completely independent of your trending strategies. This can help offset risk. And I kind of leave it up to you guys to do this however you want. This is what we do. So. All right. With that being said, let's scroll over to the chat real quick. I'll take some quick questions and then I'm going to go, guys. Again, like I said, my daughter is home from school today and yeah. Okay. All right. Ron Legato, shout outs to you, my friend. D. Guidus, basic attention token to the dollar, looking for oversold bounce trade entries. We'll take a look at BAT here real quick. So we'll look at BAT on the daily for PTP. You won't mind if we look at USDT, will you? On the Bonanza. All right, basic attention token coming down to the daily baseline after a pretty significant correction. So again, not a lower low, but we do have a lower high. So we are looking for that first lower low. Looks like we might be forming it. We're getting, unfortunately, all the trending short signals right here. So the daily is telling us this is an asset to short. For a trending trade, we're going to be closing below the baseline. Minx is giving us that short signal after a good time above it. And we've got Wadatar explosion generating that red negative delta with rising momentum, meaning volatility is expanding. The Bollinger Bands are separating. And we can see that price and volume is lower. Falling volume is always bearish. So yeah, let's go out to the weekly here real quick. We could come down. So I don't like trend lines, but just looking at this. So we could come down all the way to, we could have a 20 to 25% correction still in basic attention token. So basically coming down to the vicinity of like 84 cents and still maintain that weekly uptrend. So I think that is likely to happen here for basic attention token unless the market turns around. All right, so looking at basic attention token on the meso timeframes, how could we trade this on the meso timeframes? Again, the super duper DEMA strategy just shorted this as well at $1.13. We already hit our first TP, so pretty quick move. But the other half of the position is still open, and stop loss is at $1.29. And if we, so this isn't it, sorry, we want this one, here we go. And if we're scalping, are we scalping basic attention token? Yeah, so actually the scalp trade would have taken the oversold bounce long. Here's all our entry candles. This would have been our first entry. Let's see here. That trade, yep, we'd still be in it. We didn't get stopped out there. We could have re-entered two and doubled up on this candle if you wanted, and we would have hit our TP right here. So let's look at those metrics. Let's say we did enter here. And we set our stop loss here and we targeted 1-to-1. Boom, right there. So 1-to-1 on that trade. You can see we just banged it about 15 minutes ago. So if you are looking at kind of a trade like this, you kind of missed your entry, but we could move our stop. Actually, I hate it when I do that. Move the stop loss to break even and then target that 2-to-1, which is not going to be accurate now. So here, basically somewhere right around this previous supply level right here. So I would target the lows probably at $1.13. So really this trade's really kind of off the table for me because it's already made its move off the top. So the risk to reward is not there. You don't want to be setting your stop loss all the way down here and trying to target a higher move up. But you could potentially target the VWAP. Let's take a look at VPSV. It's always a helpful session volume is always a helpful intraday trading indicator. Okay. No, I don't want to see values. Okay. Yeah, price traded below. We do have the point of control all the way up here at $1.13. So I would wait for that and then kind of look for the short. That would be the way I would trade this. Let's see, do we have any retests that we need to make? Rolling back. Yeah, so we do have some unbroken levels above and below us. Unbroken level below is $1.03 and up above at 125. All right, let's see here. Jonah. I don't know. I always said Jonah. Did I mispronounce that? Let's see here. Do I want to become famous? No, I'd prefer to stay anonymous. As anonymous as I possibly can be, I guess, with a frickin' public live stream. Philip Carr, evening to you, my friend. Jonah loves the snow. Hello to you. Let's see here. Anywhere it says Epic Cash seems to be the only project going up consistently. Mr. Ether bought PayPal today. Bird says liquidity grab below 47K before retested the range high on the intraday charts. Let's see here. Looking at that BTC. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted Bybit. You know, that point of control is held real well. The only thing I don't like is just these continual lower highs and then this rejection push down here. So again, if we were kind of looking at a Wyckoff method, we would actually, yeah, we'd be looking for a liquidity grab probably around 46,000. So maybe set some stank bids there and see if you can get the fill for that push to the upside. But honestly, the daily doesn't look great. You know, I really need to see this. I really need to see liquidity get grabbed, see a big volume spike, and see price push up. Otherwise, you know, again, if you're just looking to day trade the range bound, then again, I've looked back and forth for strategies, and I really do like this double VWAP bounce strategy. It works very well. Okay. Right on. Rice says, hope you're all having a profitable day. Grow it, show it, blow it. BTC dominance triple bottom up 1.5% today. Watch out for them. Altcoin holdings. The Splashy 85 says, good evening, everybody. Do I use 3 commas or any bots for automated trading? Yeah, I use 3 commas. I don't currently have any 3 commas bots auto trading. We are, you know, I've used different applications. I have a friend that's developing some software that I'm kind of waiting for to re-implement my automated trading. Right now, I'm just trading manually. You know, I really like 3 commas, but from, you know, I just kind of took a pause from pushing my automated systems there. You know, not like that's like, to be completely honest, like, yeah, I do still have some 3 commas bots that I've turned on and off a few times over the last few weeks, but am I running anything like mega consistently there at the current moment? No. Just trading manually, just focusing on creating new strategies, and yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for my friend to finish what he's implementing. You know, if things go on though much longer, you know, I'll probably develop my own. I mean, if things go on much longer, I don't have the skill to really develop it on my own at the current moment. But I'll probably go back to using 3 commas. I just kind of wanted to take a break. You know, this market's been good to me. And one of the most important skills is knowing, you know, when enough is enough and when to take your profits and when to be more conservative. And I'm definitely in conservative mode right now. So it's been a good bull market. Don't need to be greedy. I can just sit and relax for a while and focus on preserving my capital in the downturn. Hey, crypto Jenny. B-Flow says, yeah, let's not go up. Just into the 3-hour short. B-Flow says, make sure you're wearing protection with all this banging going on. Guru says, what do I think will be the high today? You know, I don't really like to predict price. I find that relatively pointless. Just go with the flow, develop a technical strategy. Don't try to predict or anticipate the market. Just do what your strategy tells you and you know, ideate a strategy and execute that strategy over and over again objectively. But if I had to guess what the daily high would be, I could go over to Poly Market and bet on it. I would bet Bitcoin Bitcoin will probably close at 48,757. Okay, that's my prediction. What are the chances of the 4-hour closing above 52K? I'll buy your pod if you'll be ready. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. What are the chances of the 4-hour closing above? Well, I'm going to go to the 3-hour because I like the 3-hour a little bit better. You know, listen, if the 4-hour or the 3-hour here closes above 52K, I'm going to be changing my tune and flipping long on the next. So here's what I'd want to see, right? You don't want to rush into the long. I'd want to see price go above. I'd want to see that sell off. And then if we made a higher low following that, because that would be a higher high, 52K would be a higher high. We haven't been able to do that yet. If we're able to make a higher high here without a spring, then I'd buy the next lower. Then I'd buy the next higher low. And I'll be coming in here on Monday and having a very different tune, but the signals going to Discord will be different as well. All right, guys, we got to wrap this up. So on to the charts here, or out of the charts into the live scene. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me for another episode of the Cracking Cryptocurrency Show. As always, my name is Justin Wise. I've been your host today. Thank you so much for your time and your attention to this pressing, prevalent matter of trading the markets, becoming as wealthy as humanly possible. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, hot stock tips, or death threats, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below here on YouTube, or hop into our Discord, discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com. Links, as always, in the description on all the platforms to have a live discussion with us and keep it going in real time. If you guys are interested in any of our services, we've spent a lot of time building them. They're quite good. Our premium indicator suite, our educational material, including our Pathways to Profit course, our premium signal service, mentoring, community, all the stuff on Google Drive, all our sheets, all that stuff. Make sure to check out everything that we offer at premium.crackingcryptocurrency.com, or just simply drop us a like and a subscribe if you enjoy the content. I will be back on Monday, although I will try my best to post some weekend updates over Twitter. And of course, I'll attempt to be as active as I can in the Discord. I just got my heads down doing all this programming, guys. So I appreciate you guys just enjoying enjoying everything that's automated and running out, enjoying the tools, building your strategies, working with us. And there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming out here in the future. So with that being said, I'll see you guys again on Monday. Make sure to trade safely, tip your waitresses, and enjoy some time with your family this weekend, guys. All right. Cheers, guys.